Back still with me, Horace Cooper, Medea Benjamin, and Charles Sauer. President Obama also used his State of the Union speech to speak about or against the influence of money in politics. Check that out.
I believe we've got to reduce the influence of money in our politics so that a handful of families or hidden interests can't bankroll our elections. And if our existing approach to campaign finance reform can't pass muster in the courts, we need to work together to find a real solution.
Dark money groups have already spent over $143 million just since July, and experts are estimating that there will be way more, up to 10 times that amount, of dark money spent in the 2016 election than there was in the 2012 election, when that dark money totaled more than $300 million. This is money that's donated to super PACs and is completely unaccounted for. We have no idea how many people are making the donations, or even if the donations are coming from foreign entities like Saudi Arabia or Israel or, who knows, China. So is it time to repeal Citizens United, or do we need to pass a constitutional amendment banning money from our politics?
Good luck with that attempt, but I believe that that would at least give people the kind of educational understanding of what it is that the president wants to do. But you know what he could have done? He could have led by example. He talks about all of this extra money, and yet when it came time for him to run for election, he bypassed the public funding system and raised more money than any candidate.
So you have no interest
ever
in discussing the benefit or lack of benefit of public financing?
Good luck with the constitutional amendment, because it will give him an excuse to do that very thing.
Medea, your thoughts?
Both. We need a constitutional amendment. We need to repeal Citizens United. And Obama could do something very simple right now, which is he could, with the stroke of a pen, have anybody who gets federal contracts have to reveal what their political spending is. I mean, that's one piece of it that he could move us forward.
He could also have Mary Jo White require
for
any
the First Amendment right for a group that
list any political donations that they make. Charles.
For somebody who pushes for First Amendment right, for somebody that fights for it, for somebody who's been attacked by the right for speaking out, I would think that your group of all groups would fight for the right to have a political voice. And we see that when people donate, when people are playing in the political realm, that the administration uses their power to work against them. Horace has talked about it time and time again.
Targeting, and when the administration doesn't do it with government and coercion power, then progressives come out and engage in things.
I thought you believed in transparency.
I did, until all of a sudden people started getting IRS audits, people started getting EPA audits, all kinds of sting operations going on based on the contributions that they made, and because you progressives go out and you do things in the dark of the night that are criminal against these people and targeting them.
Let's just turn it all over to the billionaires then, right?
Well, why don't you
just
guys
let the billionaires run the country?
Why don't you guys make a pledge?
In fact, let's have a constitutional convention.
And why don't you,
like 27, 28, 29 states have argued for.
Why don't you include in your proposal a felony with mandatory sentences if you use information that you get from the FEC that people are required to disclose, if you use that to oppress or in some way punish them for their action? Why don't you embrace that?
I have no idea what you're talking about. What I do know is that I live in a country where somebody like Hillary Clinton in 2008 can come out and say, I'm in favor of single-payer health care, this is a core democratic value, and 8 years later, after taking $2.8 million for 13 speeches to the healthcare industry, not to mention her husband's speeches, his most recent one just a month or 3 ago, and suddenly she's opposed to single-payer health care, and she's all in favor of health insurance companies still being around.
Amazingly, it sounds like she needs to have a conversation with Democrats, because they didn't push her over the top in the Democratic primary in 2008, because Mr. Obama did not have that same view that she expressed that she no longer holds. He's changed his views, she's changed hers. Wow, that's remarkable.
Actually, he did. They were both in favor of a national health care program.
No.
And he put one in place. It's called Obamacare.
Just now you're calling that single payer now.
I'm calling that universal
health
care.
We said it was a takeover.
I am not calling it single payer.
We said this was a crowd out, and now you're saying that's exactly what he's done.
You're trying to take something very simple and make it so complicated that people go, what? Oh, Horace must be right. No, I'm sorry, Horace.
First of all, Obamacare should have been named after Speaker Pelosi. It was her bill. It was her draft. It was not the proposal that he ran on.
You're right.